correct in assuming that?
I'd say so.
Fantastic. What would you like to say in regards to these horrific events that we're seeing in Palestine?
Well, I'd like to see. I think the two-state solution is dead, although others have disagreed with me. I think the only solution to it would be a one-state secular Palestine, where full democratic rights and full civil liberties and equal citizenship to the Palestinian people are accorded. You know, these are the indigenous people of that region. There is no such thing as Israel. Israel is a bastard entity. It's the historic land of Palestine. So the only outcome that I feel could be a solution would be, as I say, a secular one state.
One state under the jurisdiction of a Palestinian state.
A Palestinian state where the people could reconcile their differences and come to an agreement where there's joint power sharing and joint joint sharing of the resources.
But don't you feel that there's so much bad blood which has been infested through through three generations? It's going to be very hard. I mean, wouldn't it be more realistic that we look at some of the historical UN resolutions, 48, 67, and inculcate the Palestinians back to what is rightfully theirs?
Yeah, well, I think that could possibly be, a better solution. I mean, I don't pretend to have all the answers. I can only say what I feel would be the best solution. No doubt others would disagree with me and have a different perspective. Certainly, but as you say, it's an uphill battle. I mean, it's basically an uphill battle to overthrow the existing status quo in the UK, which is a capitalist government, and see a better system that would be based on the ownership of all the resources and the means to conduct the affairs of life, in the hands of the people.
Absolutely.
As opposed to
a few benefiting to the
small few
benefiting
at the top, controlling all these things, and these are the ones that basically bring us to war.
Yes.
Who sort of ignore all our views on things. I mean, thousands of people turn out here to oppose war, but the ruling elites will go on waging war until we can do something to stop them. Because, it's geopolitics. Their interests are predicated on the expansion of their system. And huge profits come out of war. And the control of resources. And all this is shared up amongst a tiny handful. That control all of this. And every time they will need to wage a war.
Yeah, war benefits their economies, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely.
In a vast manner.
I mean, it's nothing to do with democracy or stopping dictatorships or anything else. I mean, what happened on the 7th of October was nothing to do with Hamas. That is a fig leaf. Because look back, Operation Cast Lead, 1914, various times in the past. Where did Hamas wage anything of a militant, resistance to Israel on the scale that they have done here?
Fantastic.
So what is their excuse for everything they've done in the past? They only have one thing, and that is through genocide, the ethnic cleansing and expunging of the Palestinian identity, socially, politically and culturally. They would love to wipe the Palestinian people off the face.
And they're trying their best to do so at the moment, aren't they?
Absolutely.
They're going hell for leather. And the question is, our leaders here in Britain, in America and other such places, why are they supporting them? I mean, who are these people? Who is Rishi Sunak? He's a rich banker. And who's behind him? Who has inculcated him as the Prime Minister, an unelected leader of this particular country?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's a fiction that people control whatever happens through the democratic process, through the ballot box. But this is wrong. There's a shadow government something like a deep state, as they call it in America, a small elite that basically are the heads of the banking, the media empires, the publishing outlets, a small handful of big powerful families. They had them in America, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, the Morgans, Chase, and all this lot. These are the ones, the financiers, the oligarchs.
Absolutely.
These are the ones that rule, and this is the real government. And they actually pull the strings of governments. They decide who's a safe pair of hands for them. A Tory government, a Labour government.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yep.
And the wishes of the people don't really count. You know. So no amount of electioneering or votes for this party or that party is ever going to change anything.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
The only way it's going to happen is for people to change it.
People to change it. Fabulous
Yeah.
sentiments. You're very brave for what you're saying. I respect you deeply as a person who's come out today. I mean, obviously, most of the people who are suffering or who are dying are Muslims. Let's be very realistic about that.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
we need to be aware. But as a non-Muslim, which I'm assuming you are, you've
Yeah,
come out
yeah.
today in solidarity with humanity. You've made fantastic points, which is the reality. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. The subjugation of the human race. These individuals like the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, whoever the case may be, they are the ones who are the perpetuators, who gain from war, whose influence increases as a result of these wars which take place. So it's absolutely essential that the people, I think, in today's age of social media, that more and more people are becoming aware.
Yeah.
So let's hope that these continuous protests, because that's all we can do, and essentially is actually vociferously every week in, week out. I've been advocating that these protests cannot be singular in their nature. This needs to be relentless until there is a Palestinian solution. Finally, even if it means daily protests, weekly protests, whatever the case may be, it has to resonate. Let's hope that they listen. I rather doubt it, because they're going to be hell for leather of their own media. Their own media is going to propose that anyone who has a contrary view, let's subjugate them. But let's hope all your sentiments have been correctly said, and you made some magnificent points, and which I think really identify with a lot of Muslims as well.
Yeah, thank you very
Delighted
much.
speaking to you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, you have a good
day,
and you.
guys.
Thank you. Very, very nice gentleman who spoke very favourably about the reality of this world, you see. Who controls what their vested interests are. And we as Muslims and even non-Muslims need to be appreciative of that. What is happening in Palestine is a genocide. No two ways about it. But our people behind these people like Rishi Sunak and whoever the case may be, they don't want to speak up against the ills of these, the actions of these people, because they know they've got the power, they've got the muscle, they've got the might, so they can do what they like. The people are not going to tolerate this for longer. Assalamu alaikum.